We talk a lot about community. We say things like, don't do life alone. Find your people. Get plugged in. And all of that sounds right because, well, it is right. But here's the uncomfortable question most of us don't ask. What if you could still be surrounded by people and still never be formed? It's one of the enemy's most subtle strategies, quietly exposed in the Screw Tape Letters by C.S. Lewis. Not isolation or loneliness, but shallow togetherness. Here it is. Keep relationships friendly, but never deep. Not hostile, not distant, not cold, just comfortable. Lewis shows the enemy working hard to keep people surrounded by others who never really challenge them, never really know them, and never really speak truth into their lives. There's plenty of conversation and laughter and company, but very little formation. In the Screw Tape Letters, Screw Tape delights in social circles that never get too serious. Groups where faith stays vague, sin stays unmentioned, truth stays abstract, and conviction stays personal. As long as people feel connected, the enemy is content, because connection without depth never produces change. Lewis understood something critical. Community that avoids truth quietly protects sin. Not intentionally, just passively. So for today, we are more connected now than ever, and often less known than ever. We have small groups that avoid scripture, Bible studies that never read the Bible, and conversations that stay safe, and friendships that never ask hard questions. We say things like, we just want to be relational, or we don't want to get too heavy. Or how about this? This is more of a discussion than a study. And slowly, depth gets traded for comfort. People feel welcomed but not challenged, accepted but not transformed, included but not discipled. It works well. Because shallow community feels loving. It feels kind, it feels inclusive, it feels non-threatening. But here's the problem. Love without truth never leads to freedom. Truth requires courage. Depth requires trust. Formation requires friction. Lewis knew the enemy didn't need to destroy community. He just needed to hollow it out, because people who are never challenged will never change. So we fight this by becoming harsh or intense? No. We fight it by choosing intentional depth. Real Christian community looks like scripture opened together. It looks like sin confessed safely and truth spoken gently, and encouragement paired with exhortation. Depth doesn't mean constant heaviness. It means honesty, purpose, and caring enough to risk discomfort. Lewis understood this well. God uses people to shape people, but only when they're willing to go deeper than surface level faith. One of the enemy's most convincing lies sounds warm and welcoming. At least you're not alone, Danny. But the goal of Christian community isn't just togetherness, it's transformation. And transformation requires more than proximity. It requires truth, patience, courage, and love that's willing to go deeper than polite conversation. In the next episode, we're going to look at another one of these tactics that Lewis exposes in the Screw Tape Letters. It's called delayed obedience. How someday quietly becomes never. Until then, don't settle for being surrounded when God is inviting you to be formed. If this episode connected with you, share it with someone who might need it. Leave a review wherever you're listening, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's coming next. If you follow me on Substack, you can read the 4-part series on the quiet war for the soul. Type in dannytippett.substack.com. Tippett is spelled Tippit, same backwards as forwards. Thanks for listening to It Makes Sense. Until next time, keep thinking clearly, living faithfully, and paying attention. God bless.